33 guilty verdicts delivered after a mass shooting in a church.
Plus, debates over a possible racist gesture at a Missouri school.
And one person is dead after a single car crash on the highway. Good morning, Mid-Missouri. It's Friday, December 16th, 2016. I'm Landon Burke.
And I'm Zack Newman.
And I'm Tim Schmidt. A lot of weather in the making here over the next 36 hours. We're going to talk about a little bit of flurry activity this morning. A mostly cloudy and actually rather mild day compared to where we've been at temperature-wise.
That's good to hear.
Tomorrow morning, a little iffy on the roads. Tomorrow afternoon certainly is going to be iffy on the roads. And then Sunday morning is going to be some brutal air that we're going to be talking about, where the wind chill is going to, it'll feel like minus 20 outside.
I don't like the sound of that.
No, I don't think anybody's going to like the sound of that. Take a look at your live Doppler rate first alert radar. You can see those little light snow showers trying to work their way through Jefferson City, Fulton at this time, and even into Mexico this morning too. A little zoomed in area of that, and you can see out towards Rush Hill into Wellsville and even into Shamrock, some of those little light showers out that way. Centralia, you might be picking up on a little dusting in a few spots out towards even Moberly too. Kind of a little interesting feature this morning that's rolled on in. 23 is our temperature at Columbia Regional Airport. We're at 25 in Jefferson City. Most areas continue to warm out of the teens this morning. We've actually seen our temperatures rise from about 19 up to 23. And the steady climb through the afternoon has us up to about 37 this afternoon. Look for changes in that forecast coming up here in a little bit.
Charges stick in the mass shooting of 9 members of a church in South Carolina.
Dylan Roof has been found guilty of all 33 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and federal hate crimes. The shooting happened in June of last year. The 22-year-old had confessed to the crimes. The court was only really looking into if the shooting could be considered a hate crime. The sentencing is the next step in the trial. Roof, an open white supremacist, now faces either the death penalty or life in prison. Prosecuting attorneys work to paint Roof's crimes as a carefully planned event. Roof has been quoted saying he committed the crimes, quote, because someone had to, end quote. Despite Roof's chilling confession, survivors and families of the deceased are looking to move past this tragic event.
I wear a smile, and the reason I wear the smile because if you look at the pictures of all 9, they all wore a beautiful smile.
Roof said he plans to represent himself in the sentencing portion of the trial. Reports say he'll have until January 3rd to decide if he will go through without an attorney. You never know what you're going to find when you're a land developer.
One developer in Columbia found out recently he stumbled upon a big surprise. KOMU-8's Jacob Kornhauser is live in the studio with more details.
A local developer got a surprise when he began work on a 90-plus acre development. He discovered an ancient Native American burial ground west of Columbia. An 80-foot-long stretch of burial land is said to be up to 1,500 years old. Any artifacts found from the site will be donated to the University of Missouri, according to Mike Tompkins, the developer who discovered the site. Some quick facts about the burial mound. It's estimated to date back to between 450 and 750 A.D. Tribe affiliation could not be determined based on an examination of the site. And human remains are unlikely to be found, but other artifacts like arrowheads could be uncovered. Tompkins will preserve the 80-foot stretch of burial land while he develops the rest of the land around it. Reporting live in the studio, Jacob Kornhauser, KOMU-8 News.
The Highway Patrol is investigating a single vehicle crash that killed one person yesterday afternoon. The crash happened around 2:30 p.m. on Highway 54 westbound at Avaz Creek Bridge. The Missouri Highway Patrol confirmed this was a single death accident. A black truck was in the ravine when KOMU-8 arrived on the scene, but it has since been removed. Troopers identified the driver as 30-year-old Shayla Taylor of Centralia.
There's some confusion about the director of the Department of Corrections. DOC employees received an email yesterday signed by Director George Lombardi announcing his resignation. But when KOMU asked the DOC to confirm this, we got this statement. Quote, the director has not resigned. He continues to serve as the director of the Missouri Department of Corrections. He will continue to serve as the director until the end of the current administration, end quote. The controversy comes following repeated allegations from the DOC employees of sexual harassment in the workplace by coworkers. Multiple lawmakers have called for Lombardi's resignation over the last week. State Auditor Nicole Galloway announced an audit of the Legal Expense Fund to review DOC settlements, which cost taxpayers millions of dollars. A big apology this week after a video spread showing students at Warrensburg High School turning their backs and holding up a Trump sign as opposing black athletes ran onto the court. This video has spread over social media after being shared thousands of times. The Center School District is encouraging parents and students to speak out if they were offended.
I thought it was very racist, and I was kind of very offended by it because I was like, I mean, why would you do that? I mean, like, we came there to play a game.
A Warrensburg teacher says the students have turned their backs as part of the game's tradition. However, parents still believe it is a racial issue, especially with the Center School District predominantly black. Warrensburg superintendent says he believes the Trump sign is what pushed the gesture too far. And terrifying moments for 177 passengers and 6 crew members aboard a flight that made an emergency landing late last night. The flight from Rockford, Illinois to Florida had to make the landing after a bird strike. FAA officials say the plane returned to the Rockford International Airport after losing an engine. No one was hurt, but several passengers were shaken up by the experience.
2 people are recovering in the hospital after a house exploded in Illinois last night. Emergency officials were already in the area responding to reports of a gas leak. They went door to door urging anyone within a half-mile of the leak to leave their homes. Crews estimated it would take nearly 6 hours to cap the leak.
One thief in California got a little bit more than they could handle. Hear how 2 employees managed to fight them off.
And your time is now 4:36 here on your Friday morning. Weekend is almost here, Zach. Here's a live look over Jefferson City. You're watching KOMU-8 News Today.
Introducing the Airbrush Beauty Breakthrough, Luminous Air, the Hollywood celebrity's secret to beauty.
I looked in the mirror and it was like, whoa. It's a miracle makeup. It's the only makeup I will use.
It is infinitely better than anything else I have ever used in the past.
Liquid and powder foundations are heavy and cakey and can make you look older. Luminous mixes an ultralight foundation with a gentle stream of air. It eliminates cakiness and uses up to 10 times less makeup than liquids. You'll never look like you're wearing heavy, cakey foundation. Age spots, blemishes, rosacea, pigmentation problems all disappear. And Airbrush blurs and softens the look of wrinkles. Now Luminous Air is on sale. That's right, you won't pay $29.95. Now for a limited time, you'll get the Airbrush Kit, 2 bottles of foundation, and over $40 in Airbrush makeup bonuses for just $19.95. And we'll ship it all to you for free. The sale is on. Try the world's favorite Airbrush makeup, now for just $19.95.
This is the KOMU-8 Cares calendar.
Enjoy holiday music at the Symphony of Toys Holiday Concert on Sunday. Children are admitted free if they bring a new toy for the Toys for Tots program. And a reminder that KOMO Gives continues this month. The campaign is collecting money on behalf of 92 charities. Donate at KOMOGives.com.
This KOMU-8 Cares calendar is brought to you by ServiceMaster of Columbia, a KOMU-8 caring company.
We take you inside every story.
The shooting happened right down the street here.
So this is a lot like what the 2 escaped killers had to crawl through.
Any aircraft in the area, they will go in.
These hot springs are potentially deadly.
I think it's down there.
Let's go, let's go. Come inside.
Get inside, Inside Edition.
Weekdays at 12:30 on KOMU-8.
KOMU-8 proudly presents a Mid-Missouri holiday tradition, the KOMU-8 Holiday Concert from the historic Missouri Theater, featuring choirs from schools all across Mid-Missouri. Watch the KOMU-8 Holiday Concert at 10:35 p.m. on Christmas Eve and at 7, 10, and 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. on Christmas Day. The KOMU-8 Holiday Concert is brought to you by Central Methodist University and Grove Construction.
Now, your live Doppler 8 First Alert weather.
Welcome back. 4:39 is our time on this Friday morning. It's a live look over the Columbia Regional Airport, and it's brought to you by your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealers. Temperatures outside continue to warm up. Since yesterday evening, we fell back into the teens. Now we're back into the 20s. Our temperatures are, all thanks to a warm front that's lifting through the state right now. We do even have a little bit of light flurry activity on our radar right now. Live Doppler 8 First Alert radar has some of these little passes of light snow showers out just over northeastern Boone County up into Drain and Callaway. You see right here, a quick little pass out towards Fulton at this time could bring a little dusting of snow this morning. We saw that on some of the cars outside this morning too. Temperatures have risen about 4 or 5 degrees over the last couple of hours. Right now 23 in Columbia. We're at 25 in Jefferson City, all the way up to 27 to almost 30 now out in Warsaw. You see upper teens still over parts of Hannibal to Macon, where this little bit of a warm front still hasn't quite reached. It is chilly outside though, I will mention. Feels like 12 right now in Columbia, and it feels like 7 in Moberly. That's not going to get any better here throughout the day, as winds will be a little gusty, but the temperatures will start to warm rather nicely this afternoon into the middle and upper 30s. Here's a look at our wind cast throughout the morning and afternoon. You can see a nice breeze out of the south and east, which will be responsible for that warm up today. That gets us up to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some of those gusts as high as 25 today too. So a little breezy at times. That satellite and radar has a lot of cloud cover working its way in here right now. A good feature, though, is this warm front that's kind of lifting through the state at this time. That's bringing in that nice warm air from down into the south. We're going to get back into the 30s and maybe even a touch of the 40s by tomorrow morning before some serious cold air mixes in right behind it. A couple low pressure systems we're tracking here over the next 36 hours. This one here is going to be responsible for the clouds and a little bit of this freezing precipitation that we have this morning, but then this other one behind it is going to be responsible for some of the snow potentially for tomorrow. Here's how it all worked its way into the afternoon. Yeah, a little few light snow showers up near the Missouri-Iowa border. I think for the most part this afternoon we stay dry, but then into the evening things change up a little bit. Temperatures will fall just above the freezing mark right along Interstate 70 and maybe just to the north, maybe a little bit closer to Highway 24 up over parts of Moberly to Monroe City. It's going to wear a little bit of a freezing line. It's going to set up by tomorrow morning. Could have a little bit of freezing rain, freezing drizzle up that way. Roads could be icy. It'll turn all to snow by about noon to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You see some of those snow showers still with us into the 5 and 6 o'clock hour. And then it all clears out by late Saturday night and then to Sunday morning. It gets awfully, awfully cold. We'll look at our snowfall cast into the weekend too. We're not looking at heavy accumulations by any means, mainly just around an inch in most spots where we do get some snow. But you see a few little pockets that will pop up, maybe 2 inches of snow out to the west. This is going to be about a 1 to 2 inch snowfall event that we're going to be seeing. So temperatures out of the teens and back into the 20s and 30s this afternoon. Cloudy skies for the rest of today, mostly cloudy tonight. Again, that freezing rain could be possible tonight too, especially north of Interstate 70. Take it easy on the roads if you're going to be out north of Interstate 70 tonight along Highway 24 or 36 and even on northbound Highway 63. Into the next couple of days, we've already mentioned it. Yeah, that chance for snow tomorrow. It's not a big snow event. It's the cold air that sets in right behind it. Right now, it looks like 12 for an afternoon high on Sunday. The wind chills on Sunday are going to be anywhere from about -5 again down to -20.
The frigid temperature is keeping Kansas City's animal control officers busy with calls to check on cold pets. Officials say they're surprised at how many owners leave their pets outside when the temperature is below freezing. They say the biggest concern are animals left without any shelter or water. Since the beginning of December, the KC Pet Project has taken in nearly 400 animals.
59 homes are either damaged or destroyed after a massive fire hit an apartment complex yesterday in Harrisonville. Officials say there were no injuries, but the fire destroyed one building and badly damaged 4 other structures. Crews said the fire spread after burning debris from the first building spread. The Red Cross is now assisting the 59 people displaced by the fire.
A man convicted of killing his wife, 2 daughters, and wife's grandmother in 2009 will get to appeal his death penalty today in court. James Kaler will head to the Kansas Supreme Court, where attorneys will ask for a lighter sentence. Kaler argues the death sentence was unwarranted. Today's hearing will be the Kansas Supreme Court's first death penalty case since Election Day. And a man got more than he bargained for, when he attempted to rob an adult store in San Bernardino. Surveillance cameras caught the scene when the suspect walked into the lotions and lace. The employees weren't dealing with the robber as they fought back with adult toys. Whoa, police are still on the lookout, but have not made any arrests yet.
Oh my goodness. Whiteout conditions are being blamed for a massive 59-vehicle pileup in western Pennsylvania. It happened yesterday on Interstate 80. Authorities say 22 tractor trailers and 37 cars were involved in the crash, shutting down the interstate for hours. Thankfully, emergency responders say just 3 people suffered minor injuries. A winter storm has brought Oregon's largest city to a standstill. The storm caught thousands off guard as they tried to get home ahead of 1 to 3 inches of snow that brought traffic to a halt for hours. Some drivers even abandoned their vehicles and just started walking. The Portland area does not use rock salt for environmental reasons and because the city rarely gets snow.
Parts of Oregon are dealing with major flooding and power outages this morning. Officials say the constant downpour caused one river to rise out of its banks. The rains eased up Thursday, and residents are hoping things will remain dry during the next few days.
Longtime NBA broadcaster Craig Sager has lost his battle with cancer. His fight with cancer began in 2014. According to reports, Sager died due to complications brought on by leukemia. The 65-year-old was inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame just 3 days ago. Sager was best known for his signature colorful wardrobe. The NBA and the Milwaukee Bucks paid tribute to Sager before last night's game against the Chicago Bulls. Bucks players wore Sager-strong T-shirts during warm-ups in his memory. Fans in Milwaukee also displayed signs remembering Sager during a pre-game moment of silence. The body of former astronaut and U.S. Senator John Glenn will lie in repose today and tomorrow in the Ohio State House. A special resolution was passed to allow Glenn to have this honor, usually reserved for governors or other statewide politicians. A public memorial for Glenn is tomorrow afternoon. John Glenn died last Thursday at the age of 95. When we return, one Christmas gift is topping several Christmas lists.
Hear about the gift that's flying off the shelves.
Plus, how much you could expect to pay for it. And several Ohio students came together to make this holiday season special for a young man going through a tough time.
Roll into Slumberland's mattress closeout sale and get the lowest prices on top-selling 2016 models, up to 63% off. That's a lot of bread. Pick up a Simmons Queen set for just $366. It's crazy. The mattress closeout at Slumberland. It's a good life.
Attention Central Missouri, how would you like to lose 15 to 150 pounds quick and easy? You can by picking up the phone and calling MetaHealth in Columbia. The prescription HCG program at MetaHealth is a fast and effective way to lose weight. Not only will you lose up to a pound per day, but you'll see the contour of your body take marvelous shape. Women typically lose 18 to 25 pounds. Men typically lose 24 to 30 pounds. The prescription HCG program at MetaHealth includes a clinical consultation and medication. Call 573-441-9400.
Attention, all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. Multiple studies show women who have long-term use of talcum powder and products such as baby powder for feminine hygiene can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. If you or a family member has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to their diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Advocates today. You may be entitled to substantial compensation. The consultation is free and you'll pay nothing unless there is a recovery in your favor. So if you or a loved one used talcum powder-based products before being diagnosed with or died from ovarian cancer, don't wait. Make the call today.
Please call 800-568-1333.
Light, flooding the darkness.
Warming the heart, filling the soul.
Light is the common thread that connects
Our winter holidays throughout the world.
All celebrate the spark of life
and our shared hope for a brighter future.
May your holiday be filled with light and love.
From all of us at KOMU-8.
High school seniors, your life is full of big choices. Will you continue your education next year? And where will you go? Columbia Honda wants to help you make your next smart choice. Each month until May, Columbia Honda will award a $1,000 scholarship to a high school senior in mid-Missouri who has made a positive impact on their community. $1,000 toward your post-high school education? Now that's a smart choice. Apply for the Columbia Honda Smart Choice Scholarship at KOMU.com under the On KOMU 8 tab.
Roll into Slumberland's mattress closeout sale and get the lowest prices on top-selling 2016 models, up to 63% off. That's a lot of bread. Pick up a Simmons Queen set for just $366. It's crazy. The mattress closeout at Slumberland. It's a good life.
Welcome back. Here's a check of our weather on your 8s this morning. Little pockets of flurries to deal with and a little dusting of snow possible over parts of central and eastern Missouri this morning from this little pass. It's all thanks to a warm front that's moving through the state. It will send us our temperatures back into the middle and upper 30s this afternoon. A look at our temperatures right now. 23 in Columbia, where we were as cool as 19 earlier. 20 up in Kirksville, 24 down in West Plains, and 27 already in Springfield. So that warmer air headed our way. Our day planner today, 26 at the 7 o'clock hour. It'll feel like 14. Wind a little breezy today, so a little chilly at times. 37 will be the high temperature, and then we've been talking about that weekend forecast for a while. Rain changes over to snow by midday tomorrow. We could see about an inch of snow in Columbia, 2 inches out over western Missouri, and then it gets cold down to 0 degrees by Sunday morning.
Facebook says it will start flagging fake news to counter the recent surge of hoax stories. The company says it will start applying warning labels to some articles that are known to be false. Before the headline, a red label will say the article is, quote, disputed by third-party fact checkers. Facebook users can click on the label to see why it's there. Facebook hopes this will lower the amount of fake news stories shared on its website. If you shop online for the holiday season, just to let you know, you're running out of time to get your gifts mailed in time for Christmas. FedEx's standard shipping deadline is today, and the deadline for UPS is Monday. Amazon shoppers have until Saturday, while Prime users can wait another week to place their orders until the 22nd. However, these companies say it's better to order sooner than later.
Drones are one of the hottest gifts of the season, practically flying off the shelves.
In fact, sales of drones have tripled since just last year. NBC's Mark Barger has some tips for those hoping Santa will leave them a drone under the tree.
It's not kids, but adults steering sky-high drone sales.
Cheaper doesn't always mean it's easier to fly.
Shelling out an average of $550 for ones equipped with cameras and high-end software.
There are some that have sensors to keep you from crashing into trees or walls or buildings, and some will even come back to you.
Industry frontrunner DJI offers even more advanced models.
Packed with safety features such as obstacle avoidance. It's packed with software that lets you follow someone.
DJI's newest, the Mavic Pro, even folds up so you can take it anywhere. If any drone is under your tree this season, you're required to register with the FAA before you launch it. The 5-minute process costs just $5. If you don't, penalties are up to $27,000.
They want you to understand that it is important to be responsible when you fly these things.
Find an open place to fly that is not near an airport, power line, or nuclear power plant.
A lot of those limitations we've already built into the geofencing system.
Some drone etiquette's also involved.
Don't fly directly over people. It's rude and a little creepy.
And expect a learning curve to get used to the drone controller.
Prepare to spend more on extra parts, like extra propellers, because you are going to crash it.
And when you eventually do, it may be another drone delivering the replacement parts. Mark Barker, NBC News.
Now, if you're interested in giving someone a drone, you've got a few options here. Now, they range from around $30 to upwards of $1,000, depending on the feature. Just make sure to check with the FAA for the rules and safety regulations.
This holiday season has been especially tough for one young boy spending his Christmas away from home.
When students and teachers at one Ohio middle school learned of his tough times, they took action. CNN's Jennifer Black tells us how they're making his Christmas dream come true.
This card says, "Dear Andrew, you are an amazing little boy. All I intend to do with this is to make you super happy. Hope you have a Merry Christmas."
A cluster of Christmas cards inside this science classroom at Harding Middle School, which looked more like an art class as students grabbed crayons and markers to send a handmade message to Andrew Little.
He's 8 years old and he's in 2nd grade and he lives in Cincinnati and he really likes Christmas cards and that's all he wants for Christmas.
Andrew is a quadriplegic who lost his mother a few years ago and lives at the St. Joseph home of Cincinnati. This Christmas, he says a little mail will make his day. And like these students in Steubenville, Andrew loves things like Star Wars and superheroes.
Chewbacca, BB-8, Kylo Ren, the Stormtrooper.
They related to him right away. And they even put in their cards, you know, I like Star Wars and I like this person. And, you know, they just really did a great job. And they were proud of their cards as well.
I hope he feels happy and I hope he feels happy that he gets all these cards.
I want him to know how we're praying for him and how we hope that he gets everything that he wanted for Christmas.
Kristen Taylor, a 5th grade teacher, touched by Andrew's story.
The kids that we have every day are our kids. And, you know, you tend to have that bond with any child, and, you know, especially this time of year, you know, and they're happy and they're excited. You want that for every child, you know, not just the ones in your classroom, not just the ones in your home, but, you know, every child.
And our kids have big hearts, and they just want to reach out to him and let him have a Merry Christmas like they will.
I hope you like all the cards. Love, Josh.
That was Jennifer Black reporting. The cards will be mailed out to Andrew later this morning.
A local land developer was in for a big surprise recently. What he found after the break.
And a live look over mid-Missouri. Time is 4:55.
Affordable electronic monitoring for house arrest and alcohol monitoring. We'll respond quickly and get you set up in minutes.